Drake drops the tailor-made freestyle and uses Snoop and Tupac to get at Kendrick. What up, words? Your boy Charles Brown back again talking facts. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe, hit the notification bell. All right, man, I had to jump in real quick. I had to get out here and do what I got to do. My eyes still red. I had a little surgery, but that ain't going to stop me from doing what we doing. We feeling good and we ready to go. I know y'all heard the same thing I heard. Y'all heard Tupac. You heard Snoop. Then you heard Drake. You heard Nephew. You heard Unc. You heard a whole lot of stuff that wasn't making no sense to your processors, right? I want to break this down because I got a lot to say about this. And the simple fact of the matter is a lot of people are jumping the gun. But this is making me remember a time when there was a song out called The Takeover. And there was a guy named Jay-Z who seemingly had bodied a guy named Nas. And it was looking bad, y'all. It was a couple subliminals back and forth, and out of nowhere, Jay took it to another level. Let's just be honest. At one point, it looked like Nas was out of here. Jay took it and legit bodied Nas. But guess what happened? It was this song that came out. I don't know if y'all heard of it. It's called Ether. And at that point, the superior lyricist completely and utterly ended that battle with one song. Now, Jay came back with Super Ugly, which was supposed to be the one in the chamber. And all of us Jay-Z fans know, we all remember it. That was the day we had to eat it. Because he came out with Super Ugly, and it was super ugly and not in a good way. And Nas effectively never had to respond to Jay-Z again. The battle was over. Now, this is the reason I brought that up, because right now, a lot of people got Drake 2-0. Let's just be honest. Let's just be honest. The way the internet works right now, things move fast, bro. You know how they say, life comes at you fast, bro. People these days, if it ain't, first of all, it take 24 hours just to confirm it ain't AI no more, right? And we're going to get into all of that. I know y'all want to talk about this AI scourge that Drake seemingly used against Kendrick. I got so much to say about this. I don't know if we got enough time today. But after 24 hours of finding out, is it AI, is it not, or da-da-da, once it's confirmed, the rapper is on the clock now. These days, you're on the clock. Once they drop that record on you, you got like 24 hours, 48 hours tops to respond. I don't know where it started. I think it started with Meek and Drake. I think this is where it started. Was another Drake battle where you got 48 hours to respond, right? So now things go so fast. They're trying to say Kendrick is losing just off the sheer momentum that Drake has compiled with these two diss records, right? This is what I want to say about that. I do applaud Drake because I literally was one of the people saying Drake was scared. I don't know where Drake got all of this heart, because let's just be honest. After the story of Adidon and the whole kerfuffle of Jay Prince getting in the middle to stop the so-called record that's going to annihilate Pusha forever, the so-called diss that's so disrespectful, it would hurt Drake's brand to even release because he had so much scathing information on Pusha T. Apparently, he was spending hundreds of thousands of dollars to get all this dirt on Pusha, and he put it onto a song, right? So let's just be honest. Ever since that happened, the swagger of the back-to-back Drake was literally gone. We got straight up Aubrey back that was singing to the females that broke his heart and the girls he wanted to bang. He wasn't even trying to really start no beef or no smoke with nobody. And that was, let me see, how many years ago was that? 5 years ago. So when this thing came out of nowhere with Kendrick, and we saw Drake low-key pussyfooting around, just kind of like on stage, having little tantrums, we were like, oh, he washed. He's not trying to really respond. We thought he was scared. Needless to say, he was not scared. He came out with the drop and give me 50. And let's be honest, the rollout was a little clunky. We're going to be honest. It was a little clunky because it dropped, leaked, so quote unquote. Then it came back more shined up and polished. People say that they believe it was released that way so they can get a feel and test the waters and see what the people thought. And people put their input in. Some lines were changed, So maybe this was some kind of demo or what have you. But it was cleaned up and yada, yada. I applauded him from the very beginning for even coming back, because I literally said when J. Cole apologized, I said Cole was scared and Drake was scared. So I am going to be the first to tell you that Drake actually was not scared, and he actually outperformed what I thought he was going to do. Let's just leave it at that. Drop and give me 50, right? I did a whole breakdown. You can go look at that other video and see what I had to say at that time. This has been an ongoing saga that never ends, right? And I'm going to break down the lyrics. We're going to get into all of that of this new one, this tailor-made freestyle. We got about 2 AI versions from Kendrick. One they saying was AI, one they saying was real. Everybody wants it to be real so they can say it's whack, but I stand by this. Right now, you're not going to get a real winner because Drake fans are so dug in, it doesn't matter what Kendrick says. They're rejoicing in the fact that he hasn't said anything. And when he does say something, I guarantee you they won't even push play before they start to type how whack it is. I promise you. They won't even listen to the song before their fingers get to moving to start saying it's trash, it's mid. The responses are going to come out faster than you can hear the song. The very first 3-4 words he says, this trash, he won't even get them out. So we already know what the Drake fans going to do. And the Kendrick fans, they're going to do the same thing. Before he even gets 2 words out, it's going to be Drake is destroyed. It's over. So we're in an era now where you're being told that something is already the victor just because the person is a fan. So at this point, we're left to find where the neutrality is. Someone neutral, like myself. Right? I am a Kendrick fan. And I do like Drake. But at the end of the day, I'm more Kendrick. I'll say it a million times. I'm way more Kendrick than I am a Drake. Right? I'm just going to be honest. I think Kendrick is one of the greatest artists that have hit this music in years. He's literally our new Pac, right? But at the same time, everyone has their flaws, and I'll be the first to admit when Kendrick does something that isn't up to par. Now, let's just say I haven't seen Kendrick make any mistakes in a very long time. Let me just be honest with you. But I feel like Drake, if we're going on momentum, Drake is winning right now. We got to be honest. Even the Kendrick fans, they may say it's mid, it's lame, I don't care what you're thinking. As a Kendrick fan, you in the back of your mind are saying, K-Dot, what's going on? Let's just be honest. We are saying what's happening, Kenny, but see, not me. Because I was around in an era where I watched Jay-Z get overconfident. I saw Jay-Z take the biggest swipe at a rapper that has ever been taken. We've never seen nothing like Takeover and Ether. Before that happened, there was nothing like that. You're going to say, well, what about Cannabis and LL? That was not like Takeover and Ether. You're going to say, what about Ice Cube versus NWA? That, again, was nothing like Takeover and Ether. Takeover was one of the greatest comebacks of all time. Let's just be honest. I don't care what you say. Nas was done. Anything short of Ether and Nas was done. I don't care who if you're a fan of Nas, Tupac, I don't care who you, You're not going to tell me that Nas, anything short of Ether, that Nas was done. Nas crafted one of the greatest responses in battle rap, right? One of the greatest responses. No Vaseline was not a response, right? They were in an ongoing battle. It was a response. Let's be honest. It was a response, right? But he wasn't done. Ice Cube was done. We were waiting on his response. With Takeover, they both had back and forths, and it looked like Nas was washed up, right? Now, when I say that it wasn't, the NWA response, the NWA diss wasn't as brutal as Takeover. So Ice Cube wasn't coming back from some insurmountable, you know what I'm saying? He just was responding. His response destroyed NWA. Let's say that. But what we're witnessing now is Drake at a level where he's controlling this battle, and with this tailor-made freestyle, I'm gonna break down what I feel about it. But he's controlling this battle in a way that K. Dot is getting backed into a corner. What he's doing is strategic, very, very intelligent art of war tactics, where he's taking everything that K. Dot might want to say. He's using K. Dot's idols trying to use against him. And he's being open about his own flaws, where he's saying them first, kind of like Eminem did in 8 Mile. I am white and I am, like, you know what I'm saying? He's doing that first so Kenny can't use it against him. Now, it's genius. But at the same time, I'm going to tell you why it's showing a weakness. The weakness is, to me, I'm going to be honest, I think the silence is killing this dude. I think it's killing him. I think he's sitting around thinking, what is this guy going to say? He's putting up a brave front. Let's be honest. Drake is out front like, man, nah, you ain't letting this go, da-da-da. He's saying all the right things. And I'm going to get to the lyrical breakdown. But I just want to say, before I do this lyrical breakdown, Drake is sitting really, really, when all the hype dies down and all of his fans are out of the picture, he's in the bubble bath with a bottle of whatever he's drinking. It probably ain't Ace, but he drinking something that I ain't never heard of and probably never can afford, right? When everything is off and he's got time to really process what's going on, he's like, dog, this dude Kendrick will come back. What is he gonna say? I think this tailor-made freestyle is those thoughts. What is he gonna say? What can I say when he does come back? And I have a problem when people say I got one in the chamber or this is a warning shot, because I've never seen that warning shot lead to something bigger than I've never seen it. Right? Usually the warning shot or usually the one in the chamber that they're going to drop later is all of the goofy, salacious stuff that, like, I slept with your baby mom, stupid stuff, right? That's the gotcha moment stuff that they're holding on to. So when they do drop that gotcha moment stuff, they look petty and cheap. And they already have lost. So I'm not really worried about I got more. You know what I'm saying? I got more to say. You may have another verses. You may have other rhymes you want to say, but it's usually not more than what they've already said. You've dropped 2 joints at this point. It ain't much more unless you got some insider knowledge that you want to lay on Kendrick about something you've heard in the industry. But other than that, usually I got more in the chamber. Usually it's mostly garbage stuff. So I'm not really worried about the more in the chamber, right? But what I do want to say is I'm going to applaud Drake, because he came back with the spirit of a battler. And a lot of y'all dudes, especially these older gentlemen that want this, like I always say, they want this gun in the bar, gun bars, gun in the backpack. They want this hardcore. That's what they want when they hear a battle. So they can't really co-sign a lot of this finesse, a lot of this more stylistic, less aggressive rhyming that Drake is going to bring you. They can't really process it. So they're gonna say it's soft, it's garbage, da da da. It's not that it's soft. It's a different era, and they're not gonna be as overtly aggressive and extremely like violent as like Jadakiss would be when he's battling Freeway. It's not gonna be that. It's just not gonna be that. So I wouldn't expect that from a Drake. Now, why would he? But he's responding. And that's like saying Steph Curry, he's hitting you with 17 three-pointers from the line, you know what I'm saying? And he's winning the game, but he's not going to the hole and catching bodies down there. So it's like, it's a different kind of game now. You got to accept it. A lot of you guys can't accept it. So they're like, oh man, it's soft, da da da. No, it's not soft. If a dude is willing to put his rep on the line, he's willing to battle, then give it to him. Take what he's saying is what it is, and that's what it is. I'm gonna respect Drake for restoring the feeling, because he could have bowed out and stayed neutral, or stayed in, because it really was no upside to him responding to this guy. It really wasn't. So the only upside is he's becoming very, he's becoming to be looked at as someone to not play games with, because I'm going to respond, and I'm going to respond 2 times and 3 times. And by the time I'm done, you're going to have a lot of clown things going at you. Now, dude had a lot of people coming at him. And he responded to all of them. He took shots. Like I said before he did it, I said he's going to have to take shots at a lot. He's going to have nice verses, long verses that's taking shots at a lot of people at the same time. And that's what he did. So I give him the props for that. Now, what I want to say about this tailor-made freestyle, I know I took a long time to even get to the freestyle. If you want to timestamp this, what is it, 16 minutes, something like that. Before I even started talking about the tailor-made freestyle. This is what I do on my channel. I talk. It is what it is. But I think that Drake is somewhere trying to get ahead of this steamroller. I think that Drake is anticipating an ether-type blow. And what I've learned from history is somebody like Kendrick will deliver an ether-type blow, because it's going to not be what you expected it to be. And I think that Drake is not a lyrical, he is not a lyricist the likes of Kendrick Lamar. Let's just be honest. He's not this kind of guy that is going to pick things so decisively. He's trying, he's getting there, and don't get me wrong. Like I said, these are some very well-crafted diss records. I know a lot of people on the older side don't want to credit this man, but these are well-crafted. I'm just going to be honest with you. But Kendrick is a different animal, right? And I would even go a step further. Kendrick's verse on Like That, I don't think Drake has ever spit a verse like that in his life. Please show me the Drake verse that's on that level. Just that verse. That's like 16. Show me a Drake level, the equivalent of that, Like That verse. I'll wait for you to put that. It don't exist. Before you even go looking for it, it don't exist. He don't have that kind of level. Now, when you're not used to, and again, this dude, he raps. When he put the pen to the paper, he's gonna write. He can spit. Don't get me wrong. And I say it all the time. I'll tell you right now, Jay-Z has won every single level of every kind of rap category or accolade. But there's one that Jay-Z cannot win against Nas. Nas is the hands-down greatest lyricist to ever touch a mic. And that is the one thing that when it's boiled down, yeah, Jay-Z could get him here and there, maybe get a verse, but overall, it's Nas. And when you do Nas level lyricism on a regular basis, it just comes easy to you. Drake don't do that on a regular basis. Drake got to get into battle mode for that. So that's going to be the difference in this battle. Now, all of this pushing and hurry up, Drake, or hurry up, Kenny, where you at, K dot, da da da. That right there is trying to gold Kenny. It's trying to make him move before he's ready. He wants to rush him and force him into some sloppy. You know what I'm saying? Like, anybody with any kind of sense of kind of brain power knows that he's trying to push him into jumping out with a quick ass response and make a mistake. That's how he beat Meek. That's how he beat whoever else he done beat. If either they don't respond at all or they respond with something choppy, right? All of that rushing and stuff not going to come from a lyricist, and I don't even want him to rush. Because I know when he actually dropped that joint, it's going to be methodical. Now, I get it. What Drake is trying to do is get in his head. He's getting in his head with this Taylor Swift talk. He's getting in his head with this you're afraid talk. You're scared to drop. All of this stuff that he's talking about. I want to go through these lyrics real quick, and I'm not going to do them all because this is not really about that. I feel like this is more about the AI, use of the AI, the conundrum. I have a conundrum with this because 2 days before he said this, I was like, please stop doing AI. I was like, yo, I'm tired of the AI. Please, y'all ruining the battle scene with this AI stuff. Y'all ruining the hip hop scene. Because everybody can hook up the AI now and make their verses, da-da-da. It's destroying it. And then he comes and uses it against them as well. Now, I am conflicted. I'm just going to be honest with you. Why are you conflicted, Charles? Because the simple fact of this could either be genius, using his two idols against him, or it can be the goofiest thing you've ever seen in your life from a scary-ass man who's scared to rap in his own voice. Now, what I'm going to do is give you both sides of it. I feel like the Tupac verse was very... I like how it sounded like Tupac. Let's just be honest. It sounded like Pac. It sounded like Snoop, right? What he was doing was going backwards into the mind of a Kendrick and trying to get in the back of his mind where all of the insecurities lie. And he was trying to use Tupac's voice to point those insecurities out. And I'm going to read the lyrics from there. This is the Tupac verse that written by Drake, and I'm going to be honest. A lot of people caught it real quick that it was Drake rapping. I did not. I listened to the whole thing one time. I went through the whole thing, not even crossed my mind that was Drake doing Tupac's verse and that was Drake doing Snoop's verse. It never crossed my mind. I'm sorry. I'm gullible, bro. I'm not saying I thought it was Pac, but I thought it was somebody gave Drake the verse or somebody else was doing it and then somebody else did Snoop and then he came in. No, both of them was Drake. Drake wrote the whole thing. It didn't dawn on me. And I am embarrassed and ashamed to have been told that from the internet that, no, that's Drake. I do feel ridiculous. So now, when I got that information, the song hit different. When I first heard it, and it was like somebody else was talking to Drake, Kendrick, as Pac, it hit different. But now I know it's Drake writing it. I'm like, oh man, whatever. But let me read this real quick. Illuminati, Dons rise again. You can see it in my eyes again. Kendrick, we need you. The West Coast savior. Engraving your name in some hip-hop history. If you deal with this viciously. You seem a little nervous about all the publicity. F this Canadian light skin, Dot. We need a no debated West Coast victory. Man, call him a bitch for me. Talk about him liking young girls. That's a gift from me. Heard it on the Button podcast. It's got to be true. They told me the spirit of Machiavelli is alive and a nigga under 5'5", so it's got to be you. I would beef the whole fucking game if it was me and Snoop Dogg. Had my fucking shirt off at the House of Blues. K, you got to fuck this nigga girl. He got to be abused. All that shit about burning tattoos, he is not amused. See, now, this is right. This is what I'm talking about right here. Drake wrote all of this, right? Drake wrote all of this to defend himself. He's defending himself in this. He's using Tupac's voice to say everything negative about himself and make it, he's diffusing it. He's making it so you can't use it. And so when you try to use it, it's already out there and it's already looked at as small. He's shrinking these allegations down, right? He's making it from a big Drake. This is why Drake used Tupac's voice. Is somebody so big in the culture that you cannot question what he's saying. So he's making it like if this is Pac talking to Kendrick, not me, this is Pac talking to Kendrick, what Pac will be saying. But he's belittling Kendrick through the entire verse. Right? Let me finish. That's jail talk for real thugs. You gotta be you. Gotta leave this mother effer broken and bruised before we really lose. You asked for the smoke, now it seemed you too busy for the smoke. I won't lie, that people confused. Now you about to give this shit another week. A fall back to home girl who running numbers up. He's talking about Taylor Swift. I would have refused. So what he's trying to do is sow the seeds that Kendrick is scared to drop because Taylor Swift just dropped. She's about to drop her album, Tortured Poets Department, right? That's going to do numbers no matter what. Now, he's trying to make the people feel like Kendrick's scared to drop because allegedly Kendrick got an album dropping in May. And Kendrick is scared to drop because Kendrick won't drop the disc because the disc supposed to be on the album. Kendrick won't drop the album because the album's coming out at the same time as Taylor Swift, and he won't be able to go #1 because of Taylor Swift. So he's making excuses so Kendrick looks lame because of Taylor Swift. I would have refused. After these industry relationships, she's not in your shoes. You're supposed to be the boogeyman. Go do what you do. Unless this is a moment that you tell us this is not really you. He said, I'll pass it to Snoop. You might also, let me see, verse 2, Snoop Dogg, I'm getting through all the bullshit. Now, Snoop comes on that. All of that right there was him trying to belittle Kendrick in Tupac's voice. Some people may say it's genius. To me, it's genius on the surface level. But when you peel back the layers, like I said earlier, this is a man trying to defend himself. He's trying to build a shield so that whatever Kendrick's going to say or maybe say won't hurt him. I don't think that Kendrick is going to attack you with any of this stuff, but let me keep it moving. He's making Kendrick out like, oh, he's making light of him being a boogeyman and all this and that. So now Snoop comes, AI, in which I saw the dumbest debate. Some guy named Hito or Hyro or whatever, I guess he's attached to the Joe Budden podcast, is trying to say that that's really Snoop's voice. Snoop really did the verse. I can't even imagine. No, listen, bro. The human race, bro, is starting. It's getting so sad, bro, that you can see the sky is blue and someone will come along in the spirit of conspiracy and say they want you to believe it's blue, but it's really red, right? And we all here for these conspiracies, but Snoop really doing this verse and then waking up the next day acting like he didn't do it. They're trying to say that Snoop really did it because he's in line with the labels and he's in line with Drake. So Snoop really dropped the verse against Kendrick on a Drake diss. You really think that? I can't even, like, it's like, please just blow my head, bro. Like, just please. It's so ridiculous and it's irritating because you clearly see that it's Drake doing AI. But somebody believes that this is Snoop. That's the problem with this. Someone out there is going to believe that this is Snoop. But it is not Snoop, I'm here to tell you. Let me finish. Nephew, what the F you really about to do? We passed the torch to you at the House of Blues. And now you got to do some dirty work. You know how to move, right? Right? I know you never been to jail or wore jumpsuits and shower shoes. Never shot nobody, never stabbed nobody. Never done nothing violent to no one. It's the homies that empower you. He's trying to pull away Kendrick's mystique. He's trying to make it like, really, Kendrick is this soft little dude from the hood that really ain't that hood. He ain't do no dirt. He's got all these dudes behind him, but it really ain't him. He's trying to make Kendrick into almost a little nerd or a little nobody. He's basically laying his level, putting him on the same level as him, like, I ain't doing a whole lot of crime and you didn't even. Stop trying to make yourself bigger, right? But still, you got to show this effort out who's the boss of the West. Now it's time to really make a power move. Because right now, it's looking like you writing out the game plan on how to lose. And you really think Snoop gonna say you writing out the game plan on how to lose? These are clearly Drake's words. These are clearly written. This is clearly written by Drake. How to bark up the wrong tree and get your head popped in a crowded room. This is Drake bigging up himself. World is watching this chess game, but are you out of moves? Dot, you know the DOG never effing doubted you. But right now it seems like you posted up without a clue. Or what the F you about to do. So then Drake comes, verse 3. Drake is going now he's really Drake. And yeah, that's the truth. I'm definitely about to come around the lane gang and let my effing bowels move. Shitting on you N-words from a whole different altitude. High up in the sky from like I'm Howard Hughes. The first one really only took me an hour or two. The next one is really about to bring out the coward in you. I like these bars. These bars are hard. I'll be the first one to tell you when it's a hard bar. And these are hard bars right here. This is why I keep telling y'all, he's bringing back the feeling. And some people say he's winning, and I can't say he's not winning. But I think it's a temporary victory lap. Now, Kendrick could come back with some garbage and this game over. But let me finish. The coward in you, and now we gotta wait a F and we because Taylor Swift is your new top. And if you about to drop, she gotta move. When he says she's your new top, which means she's his new top dog that tell him when to move, when he can move, when he can't move. He's saying that's Taylor Swift now. And if you about to drop, she gotta approve. This girl really about to make you act like you're not in a feud. So the thing is, he's going a little far reaching with this Taylor Swift narrative. And I don't know if that's depending on how you look at it. It's a dope narrative, and then again, it's not really a narrative at all because I don't think that he's not going to put a diss record out because Taylor Swift, right? But he's making it like, no, if you want to go number one, you got to wait. And Taylor Swift is making you not go number one. Now, let's be honest. No one wants to go up against Taylor Swift. No one musically at this point. You're not going to go up against Taylor Swift under no circumstances. But at the same time, his fans is not Taylor Swift fans, right? Let me finish. This girl really about to make you act like you're not in a feud. She tailor-made your schedule with Ant. You're out of the loop. Hate all you corporate industry puppets. I'm not in the mood. I love it when you niggas talk loose like I'm not in the room. Since like that, your tone changed a little. You're not as enthused. How are you not in the booth? It feel like you kind of removed. You're trying to let the shit die down. Nah, not this time. You following through. I like that. I like that approach where he made it like, nah, you not going to back down. You not saying nothing. You had all that mouth. Now you're not going to back down. I like this. I like this attitude. I'm just going to be honest with you. This is why we watch battle rap. This is why J. Cole was wrong to get his foot in it and then apologize. Because that's not what you do when you are a wolf. When you in these battles, it's battle to the death, bro. It's over. And I really don't understand why he jumped in and then jumped out, because no one really holds this stuff against you forever. This is just a battle. Let me finish. I guess you need another week to figure out how to improve. What the F is taking so long? We waiting on you. The rest of y'all definitely involved. Y'all got to get in it too. Soon as you get the chorus to drop, I'm out on the loose. Then he goes into he's just talking. He says, yeah, shout out to Taylor Swift. Biggest gangster in the music game right now. You know I moved my album when she dropped. I said that already. You know she about to Millie run through a Millie rock on your head top. Well, she got the whole P-gang. She got the whole PG Lang on mute like that Beyonce challenge. Y'all boys quiet for the weekend like Dot. I know you're in that New York apartment. You struggling right now. I know it in the notepad doing. I know it's in the notepad doing lyrical gymnastics. My boy, you better have a mother effing quintuple entendre on that shit. Some shit I don't even understand. Like the shit better be crazy. We waiting on you. Yeah. Now let me just finish with this and we're gonna get out of here. But I like the energy. I like the energy that Drake is displaying. He's displaying a recklessness that he does not care. He's displaying the attitude that he does not think this man is all that. He's displaying that light-skinned attitude, like when the dude's about to fight, you think the light-skinned dude's scared, and he comes out and he far from scared. He wants to smoke. He's taking his shirt off. He's ready to go. What's up then? What's up then? What's up then? Like, that's what I'm talking about. Let's fight. Let's go. Now, I I'm applauding him for keeping the feeling. And a lot of you guys are trying to take this man's moment from him. I'm not going to be one of the people to take his moment, but what I am going to say is there was a song called Ether that was so undeniably crazy that it literally completely ended the battle as quickly as it began, right? There was a man named Nas who had his back against the wall, who was so lyrically in depth that he composed one of the greatest, most concise diss responses in history. I told you that already. Now, I feel like Drake right now is Jay-Z when he dropped Takeover, and the entire world, including New York, was saying Nas is dead. I feel like right now, Drake and Drake fans, his acolytes, all feel like this is over, and they're trying many ways to bait Kendrick into making a bad mistake. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to give you my prediction what's going to happen. Kendrick does not need to respond ever, right? He doesn't need to rush out some response to get chewed up. Right now, I don't know if they really realize it. Kendrick literally has the upper hand because until he responds, you're still waiting for it and thinking about it every single day. You're checking Twitter, you're checking Instagram, you're checking leaks, you're checking all kind of connects in the business. Who knows this? Who knows what he's got? Who knows who did the beat? Who knows what's happening? Does anybody know when he's going to drop? Right now, this guy, Kendrick, the way he came out of nowhere with Like That and blew the whole industry up, and we've been talking about that for a month now, he can sit back for another month and not say a word. He's controlling this battle absolutely 100%. Drake feels like he's in control. Drake is not in control. I'm going to tell you why. Because he's waiting himself to dictate, to be told where the battle's going to go. Kendrick is pupperizing this entire thing. And I'll go a step further. Kendrick could wait to 2025. And whatever he say in 2025, going to shut the entire rap game right back down. Literally, shut it right back down. Because it don't matter when he dropped. You can't use that against him. You're going to be like, you waited a month. You waited a year. You waited 2 years. This dude waited 5 years for this one. What's making you think that this dude got to rush and do anything? I don't think he's going to do nothing for a while. When it drop, it's going to drop. We already know. Let's just be honest. When Drake called this dude the boogeyman in that song, we already know that Drake knows this guy is expected to win this. He's already expected to be better than him. He even expected. He just wrote a whole thing in third person about every reason that he's better than him. He just wrote a whole song in third person and told you every reason why he's better. He never said why he's better than Kendrick ever once. He's been telling you how much Kendrick has on him. And the only thing he has on Kendrick is that he's up in the skyscraper. He's Howard Hughes, and he's so above him. Well, why'd you come down off of that cloud then? The reason you're here is because the entire world thinks this man is better than you. In every way. That's why you're here. Howard Hughes never stepped outside, ever. Right? Drake has something to prove. And I respect what he's doing. But until Kendrick dropped, Kendrick is running this battle. Because you know what? Drake can drop 5 more diss records. Do y'all remember when Joe Budden he made 4 diss records for Drake, and Drake didn't respond to not one of them? Who you think won that battle? Drake won the battle. Because he never responded to Joe Budden. Joe Budden took all that time and wrote all them raps. He wanted that connection so bad. He wanted that beef so bad. By the time he dropped the 4th diss record and Drake didn't respond, it was like, all right, bud, come on, bro. You looking crazy. So as Drake keeps dropping these songs and Kenny's not responding, and academics is screaming, yo, you on the clock, all the stuff that he's screaming, hyping it up. The real people that it really matters to, because let's be honest, I don't think Drake cares that the little 14-year-old white girls think that he's nice, that he's awesome and super cool. I don't think that matters. He didn't, let's be clear, he did not battle it. He did not write none of this battle stuff to impress the 14-year-old girls that thinks he's radical, right? If they still saying that, they think he's super cool, right? Drake wrote this for me and you, the spitters, the ones who really say what rap for years. We're going to, the ones who are going to put the legends when we start speaking of hip hop. The ones who say who's top 5 and top 10, not the little fans who go to his shows. This ain't for them. Yeah, he wants that. He's not battling Kendrick for them. He's battling Kendrick for the real heads that really listen to rap every day, that been listening to rap for as long as they've been born, not no Taylor Swift. So he's doing this for our approval, right? So at this point, he needs Kendrick to respond to him so we can say who won and who didn't lose. We're not going to give a person the game because they spit all these raps. You got to beat the man that respond to you. And if Kendrick never respond, I don't know how we going to say who you won or you lost. So right now, Kendrick holds all the cards. And until Kendrick drops that ether, right? Just got to wait. I'm going to leave it at that. I think Drake is showing his hand. These are genius moves. Don't get me wrong. They're very good moves. But at the same time, he's exposing his own anxiety. He's exposing that he knows that Kendrick could use a lot of stuff against him. But I'm going to be honest. I went back and I listened to the Heart Part 1. Which I haven't even heard in freaking, like, I don't even know how long it's been. 13 years. I don't know how long I heard that. And I said, that Kendrick right there is the one that he's scared of. That's the one you don't want. That Kendrick on Heart Part 1 is the Kendrick that if that Kendrick come, this thing is over before it even start. And ain't none of that gimmicky stuff that he's doing going to even touch that Kendrick. That's where the problem going to begin. So I'm going to leave it at that. We're going to see if all of this using Tupac and using Snoop and belittling everything Kendrick is and was and will be, making it small, we're going to see if it works. Let me know what you think in the comments. CLBMG, head it over there to CLBMG.com. We got a lot of shows going on. We got a lot of hip-hop going on. Let me know what you think about the What Show. We do that every week on every Wednesday night. We do the Old Heads Only on Monday nights. And on Tuesday nights, we do the Mixdown. So let me know. And I'm bringing back Talking Facts Live. I'm going to be doing that probably on Thursdays. I'm going live. I'm just going to be talking about whatever happened that week. We're going to just start going live, Talking Facts Live. So, all right, I'm going to catch y'all on the flip side. Peace.
CLB.